So, sir, with your due permission, should we start, sir?
Yes, for sure.
Very good evening, everyone. I see Shiva Goyal, Course Director of SG Academy. Welcome each and every one of you at this SG Academy DISA AT orientation session. It is our 14th batch, and I'm very happy and proud to say that Dr. Saurabh Maheshwari ji is also with us, our eminent faculty of DISA, who has graciously given us the time to have this, given this permission to have this batch, weekend batch basically, which will be for the DISA AT, which will be held in nearby in June or July 2022 by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. So let me just read a brief bio of the Saurabh sir. And I request each and every participant to please on your video so that we can interact with you, we can see you. And this session is going to be very interactive session. So Dr. Saurabh Maheshwari, sir, is an education strategist, national trainer, and national awardee. He is an author and poet, a career mentor, life coach, an IS auditor, and data analyst. He has done his BE IT from Manipal University, BA in Engineering and Economics from Kota University. He did his MTech from IIT Delhi and MBA in IS Management from IEA University. He has also done his LLB from Kota University, and he has done his PhD in System Developments and Data Analytics for Education Management from USA. He has been a founder, director of WISE EduServe, Bela Menta Edu Solutions Private Limited, and he has been a founder, director of ATL's Edu Ventures Private Limited and M Square Marketing. He has been with ICAI as a national trainer from last 11 years, and he has taken more than 200 plus batches in last 50 plus cities pan India, and he has trained over 10,000 plus IS auditors. And this is the formal introduction. Besides that, I would say sir has successfully taken up our 2 last sessions where the members have got tremendous results. More than 75% members in the last batch. We had 130 participants in the last batch, and around 70-80 of the members successfully cleared DISA, maybe from 3.0 or 2.0, whatever it may be. But from both of the courses, students or members cleared this DISA batch. Even the members who were not able to clear the DISA batch from last like 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, the members were able to crack it only with the due support and mentorship of Dr. Saurabh Maheshwari sir. Sir, we welcome you again. We are honored and proudly feeling this to have you here at this orientation session to please guide us and guide all the members, and the members who would be watching this video on YouTube channel to please guide them all things about DISA 2.0, 3.0, and the students, members who have just taken up the ET exam last day yesterday, and what we are going to cover in the recently weekend batch. So sir, over to you without taking much time, and thanks to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiva sir. You have always been a pleasure to get associated with you. Described such a huge profile that I don't feel like thereafter I have anything to say. But anyway, it's all blessings of Almighty that we all are here together, and it's a preparation of the participants only who have made it clear. I have just been a catalyst in the preparation, and DISA 2.0, 3.0, and whichever format we are going to come up with, it's always been a pleasure to interact with chartered accountants. The only gap I feel is that you are slightly distracted from technological perspective. But anyway, let me try my level best to get you connected to the technological arena as much as possible in the simplest words and formats. So before beginning the session, let me just give you an overall brief. See, the purpose of this particular orientation session is to make sure that DISA 2.0, DISA 3.0 participants are aligned to what exactly is being asked or is going to be asked in the examination part. At the same time, also to give you a kind of brief review that what we are going to study in next around 6-7 days of the interactive sessions and all, the duration of the session, the format of the sessions, and what I expect from you as a participant during these sessions. So let me just quickly begin with it. So at least my profile has already been talked about. So see, ET has just happened a day before, and I am expecting that everybody of you will be able to clear that examination. So whether it is from 2.0 or 3.0, the aim of these sessions is to align you with the examination questions and make sure that the topics, the doubts you have, and whatever the queries you are having, that must be covered up during these next 10-15 days of our sessions. Apart from that, I always expect you to be focused on examination perspective during these sessions. See, practically speaking, going for an IS audit in banks or any corporate institutions, fine, you have a lot of formats, lot of predefined frameworks and guidelines in your hand. You just need to have a brief of knowledge and a kind of IQ, because technology always needs a lot of involvement on the regular basis. So during these sessions also, I expect you to explore a lot of internet. Fine, ask a lot of queries you have related to IT. Make sure that the doubts which were in your mindset from last around a decade or so, or maybe last around 3, 4, 5 years, they must be covered up. So the only intention is not examination. Yes, examination is a key part, but at the same time, the doubts which are prevailing in your mindset must be covered up as smoothly as possible during these sessions. So try to make it more of interactive, more of discussion based rather than one-sided sessions from my side. So as you all know that Institute has around 4 years back have shifted from DISA 2.0 to DISA 3.0. Fine. And at the same time, we are also looking forward for having some case study and some practical based approaches in the coming years, more of practical orientation. So we'll talk about that format as well, that whenever you are going for IS audit, what prerequisites is to be done, how you equip yourself with respect to format, standards prevailing in the market scenarios, the new terminologies coming up in the IT field and all. But at the same time, you must also be clear that technology can move on to a different level, but the basic terminologies and basic jargons or basic words in the IT framework will remain the same. The basic ideology will remain the same. So I want you to stuck up with the ideologies first. Whatever can come up in next 3 years, 5 years down the line, if your ideologies are perfect, if you're grounded to the technological terms and all, any new thing can be easily grasped by you. Okay, so make sure those doubts and those issues will be covered up in next 6-7 days of our interaction. And at the same time, I'll also let you know that during these 6 days, how we are going to study and what will be our format of doing things. But before that, let me give you a brief of DISA 3.0 and DISA 2.0. See, basically in these two syllabus drafted by ICAI, it is around 75-80% syllabus is same. Even you can say more than that. Fine. Few standards which have been upgraded because of the industry requirements. At the same time, few of the new terminologies, few technologies which have been newly come up from 2.0 to 3.0 have been included into it. Although this particular course curriculum was drafted in 2018-19, fine, but I still expect that it is relevant today as well. Although new things can come up in the IT field always and every day, but these things are not out of the market as of now. So our module 1, which is related to IS audit process, will brief you about what are the entire process, standards and frameworks for IS audit. It will talk to you about auditing tools. It talks to you about audit process. It talks to you about audit engagements and all. It talks to you about different standards which are prevailing in the market and how to align those standards with the real-time IS audits. Module 2 and this particular module 1 is around 18% of your examination part. Fine. So out of 200 questions, you can expect 36 questions to be from this particular module. Module 2, which is related to governance and management of enterprise IT, that is primarily focusing on governance and management aspects of it. COVID 2019 has been deeply explained into that. At the same time, ISO 27000 series, you have ITIL framework. These all are a part of this particular module 2. Along with that, we also talks about the risk management. That is an entire standard or step-by-step process of risk management through which we'll able to assess the risk. Then we'll able to make sure that how risks are connected to our business or the entities you are talking about. Then what are the controls which are aligned to that particular risk and how to implement those controls. See, again, I am talking about implementation and aligning of those controls. Development of controls is not your task. Fine. So I'm not asking you or expecting you to get into those technical terminologies and jargons and programming part, which tells you about how to develop these controls and all. You just need to make sure that right controls at the right place and at the same time making sure you are able to audit the efficacy of the controls. This is what is risk management. Then yes, we'll talk about the business continuity management, which is BCM or BCP planning and all. In this, we will assess that if entire risk is being managed in the perfect, best possible manner, still something can come up from the environmental angle, which is unexpected, unwanted and all, and it can hamper your business operations. So just to make sure that business operations are not affected by any negative factors in the market and they must be on a continuous basis, we always talks about continuity measures. The best possible ways in which we can make sure that business has been continued in weirdest of the circumstances. So this particular module 2, which covers up governance, risk, compliances, and also BCM, talks about 16% of your syllabus. That means 32 marks questions or 32 questions will come from this module. Module 3, which is actually the basis of the entire IS audit, is that having a system in the place. See, you go to a bank, you go to an insurance company, you go to a corporate entity, and you will try to audit an information system or whatever the automation mechanism they are having. The development of the mechanism or development of the package itself an auditing card. Until unless that development happens, what we'll do about GRC framework, risk management, BCM, nothing is actually been implemented from the IT angle. So from IT perspective, we'll talk about module 3 plays a very crucial role, which tells you about the entire development, acquisition, implementation, and maintenance of the system you are working on, or you are in a process of building, or you have already into place. So we'll talk about different terminologies related to what is the feasibility test, how to acquire a system, what are the terms and step-by-step procedure for developing of a system, how to test a system, how to implement it, and how to maintain it on a regular basis. Although development is not a part of auditor, but auditor's involvement during the entire development phase plays a very crucial role. Fine. So we'll talk about application system audit of the entire application system. We are talking about from different angles. That is from input angle, that is how the data is being inputted into the system, what auditing mechanism, what risks are there, and how to control that. From processing, from output, during the development phase, how to assess the best possible package in the market, what are the crucial aspects which needs to be taken care of during the implementation phase. These all will be covered up in module 3. It is one of the easiest module because most of the things of this particular module have been read out by most of you during your IT, EIS or ISCA. Fine. So this covers up 18% of it. Now, when it comes to information system operations and management, it's a very general particular module which talks you majorly about what are the operations and management issues which comes up. So change management process, operational cycles, operational hinges, fine, these all things are there. So it is actually majorly no new topics are there, but it talks about a lot of things with respect to the real-time perspective, real-time implementation of a system. So issues and solutions of those, at the same time, how to audit an operation and management system, taking care of the change management and change system process is in module 4. Module 5 has a lot of terminologies, lot of risks, and it is one of the most, interesting at the same time, most crucial module also. It is the 44 questions will come up around from this particular module, which is 22% of the entire syllabus. It talks about different risk. Risk means viruses, worms, networking risk, fine, bottlenecking of network, Then we talk about environmental risk, physical risk, risks on asset, risks on different processes. So it's a very comprehensive, very interesting, and a very attractive module as well. And I believe that if this particular module is being grasped by you in a best possible manner, it gives you confidence. Right? Because it is actually something which takes care of a lot of things in a nutshell manner. And while auditing, while going for an IS audit in the real-time perspective, this module plays a very crucial role, because most of the time you are going to audit the system from risk angle, protection of assets angle, correct? So this is 22% of your entire syllabus. Then you talk about emerging technologies. This particular module has been separately crafted as compared to DISA 2.0, because in 2.0, some emerging technologies were there, but they were in module 1. But here, considering that emerging technologies are going to play a very important role in the years to come up, so we have separated this particular module and talks about 6 specific emerging technologies. That is robotic process automation. You talk about most of the time that devices or softwares is playing a role. So today, even if you fill up a examination form also, the system helps you in filling that name column, address column, and name, your phone number, your email IDs and all. So that is robotic process automation. So processes which needs to be done by manual have been automated with the help of a package. That is what RPA is. Similarly, we have cloud computing, we have IoT, we have artificial intelligence, blockchain, and data analytics. These are the 6 emerging technology areas which are there in this particular course. Kept as a separate module in module 6, weightage is slightly less, right? Because practically aspects, we cannot expose you to these terminologies, these things as of now, because there are a lot of systems which are still under development process, as blockchain is something which is the need of the hour, but still there is no system available in the Indian market which is available for real-time testing and real-time auditing for blockchain system, which is open for a common user. Although research is going on, and there are certain crypto platforms which are working on blockchain, but that is not open to us. So those things can only be discussed about the concept side, the jargons, the interlinkage of these technology. Because see, when it comes to technology, nothing works in isolation. Nothing works in isolation. These all are connected to each other. So we'll talk about those connections and those futuristic aspects for it. So this is what module, or would say DISA 3.0 is, which covers up in 6 modules. And that is how from 18% to last 8%, that is the bifurcation from percentage or the dividation of examination angle side. Similarly, if we talk about DISA 2.0, now let me take this as a notice or intimation for you. I hope you all have actually read out the entire notification released by ICAI, but still just to put in front of you, this particular attempt is the last attempt for DISA 2.0. Thereafter, DISA 2.0 participants in any manner have to shift to DISA 3.0, because Institute is going to discontinue the 2.0 module framework. This is what the information as of now. Any further changes can be addressed thereafter. So DISA 2.0 is divided into 7 modules, and these 7 modules are majorly the same which are there in DISA 3.0. It's just a bit of reshuffling and a kind of intermingling of topics. So in DISA 2.0, what the faculties have felt is that there are a few topics which are repeated on the regular basis. So we have just tried to make sure that those repetitive topics have been merged up together, and DISA 3.0 becomes slightly more concise and more specific modules. So in DISA 2.0, I'll let you know that first module, which is related to Premier of Information Technology, Information System, Emerging Technologies, that talks about the basics of IT. Some terminologies like hardware, software, networking terminologies like OSI model, your green IT and all. These are discussed out here. Although these terminologies are not there in DISA 3.0. Fine. But the reason of doing so is that most of you have been into this IT field or practicing into IT environment or working into this IT environment from the day you have begun your CA journey. So these terminologies are basically known to you. That is what been presumed. Correct. So in DISA 1.0, which was Premier, has been included as an e-learning part in DISA 3.0. Correct. So these terminologies will not be there in 3.0. But if you feel like during our discussion, during our session, if a particular terminology is not been specifically clear to you, then please be open to ask so that the doubts are cleared as early as possible rather than clubbing up those doubts. So this particular module, which is one of the bulkiest module, talks about 20% of your entire examination part. Then comes information system assurance services, that is 13%, which talks again about some IS audit perspective. What is the role of an IS auditor? Engagement letters, auditing process, auditing frameworks. Request for proposal, invitation to tenders, the format of these, how to respond those. Fine, these are there in module 2. Module 3 is again the same, which is governance, management, enterprises, and IT, which is similar to the module 2 of DISA 3.0. It's module 2 of DISA 2.0. Fine. So that covers up 13%. In protection of information system asset, which is module 4 of 2.0, is module 5 of DISA 3.0. I'll tell you about this interlinkage just in the next slide. Fine. So again, the topic, the ideology remains the same, that we need to make sure that the risk which can come up from the information system, on the information system from different angles, should be assessed. So again, as it was 22% in DISA 3.0, it is around 20% in DISA 2.0, that is protection of assets. Then, which is module 5, which is system development acquisition, 14%. Is the same which is here in DISA 3.0 as module 3, which is system development acquisition. See, basic, do not be too curious about knowing why these headings have been slightly changed. Fine, but the internal content is majorly the same. So system development acquisition, maintenance, implementation, which is there in DISA 3.0 as module 3, is the module 5 fine in DISA 2.0. A couple of topics have been newly added to that we'll talk you about separately. Then business system application software, this module 6 is actually the module 4 of DISA 3.0, which talks about the process of audit, how these topics which have been read from module 1 to module 5 will be implemented in the real-time perspective. Fine, that is. And business continuity, which was there a separate module in DISA 2.0, has been merged up with this particular module as BCM section here. Fine. So percentage wise, I request you all to please note it down, that which particular topic or which particular module has what level of percentage or weightage in the examination. And later on, after this particular session, this presentation will also be shared with you through the WhatsApp group or through Shiva sir. Now, just to tell you how these modules are connected to each other. Fine. So e-learning and module 1 in DISA 2.0 has been shifted to completely e-learning part. Correct. So in DISA 3.0, we have nothing like basics of IT terminologies, basics of information system, different types of information system like TPS, MIS. This is not there. It all has been covered up in the e-learning part. Module 2 is now module 1. Module 3 becomes module 2. At the same time, module 7, which was BCP, is again included in module 2. Correct. So these things have been covered up. These are there in module 3. Correct. This is DISA 2.0, 3.0 comparison. Module 4 is now module 5, which was related to protection of assets. So again, this has been covered up. Module 5 is now module 3, which is related to system development. Emerging technologies, or sorry, this particular module 6 is now module 3, and a part of module 2 is also being included out here. Something which is newly added is module 6, which covers up some part of module 1 from here, plus some new topics. So as blockchain was not there earlier, data analytics was not there, we were not having robotic process automation, we were not having IoT. These topics have been newly added in 3.0. So no major difference if you say about that, no, DISA 3.0 is 100% different from DISA 2.0. No, that's not the scenario. Scenario is it is around 75-80% same. The few topics which have been changed, fine, we'll talk about that, but these are the upgraded level of 2.0. So people who are here from 3.0, 2.0 don't talk about, sir, which topic is from 2, which topic is from 3. Just read it. Just read it. Just understand it. In the last session, I will tell few of the DISA 2.0 people not to focus on few areas. Rest everything is important. I'll tell where not to focus. Okay. But practically speaking, when you enter into IAS audit as a professional, these all are things which are there in module 3.0 will be taken into account, and you have to be well versed with the terminologies prevailing in the market today. Okay. Any doubt, any one of you? I am expecting some of you to put up some chat notes and keep on talking on it. Mohanji, at my side there is no fan, it's only AC, so I don't feel there is much of voice disturbance as of now. Are you still facing it, Mohanji?
Sir, voice is fine, sir. Voice is fine.
Okay, fine. Because fan is not operated here. Okay. Now, the class durations and the formats of the classes will go in this fashion. So we'll go as per sequence of DISA 3.0. Fine. 2.0 topics, I'll take it separate topics. When there is something extra to be talked about DISA 2.0, I'll specifically tell these topics only belong to DISA 2.0. Otherwise, all topics are same. So we will discuss in this fashion, as in our first week, we start from 21st of Saturday and 21st of May, which is Saturday and Sunday. We'll talk about module 1 and module 2 as per DISA 3.0. Then sequentially, we'll go for 3, 4, 5, 6. Your day 7 will be a mock test for which Shiva sir will let you know that the question paper, the test paper, the question, the format, and how the test will conduct up. He will update you on that. On last day, we are going to have somewhere around 70-80 separate questions to be discussed as a mock questions and a discussion and doubts. But every day, what we are going to do, it is minimum. So you can see it. It is minimum 3 hours. Fine. This is minimum. So minimum 3 hours per day, which are around 180 minutes, in which we'll talk about 140 minutes. We'll talk about certain key topics of the module we are going to talk on that day. Around 5-10 minutes of a break just to rejuvenate yourself. And post break, we are going to shift over to last 30 minutes, which are again the most crucial part, in which we'll discuss around 30 questions per day. And these questions will be discussed with logic. Fine. And mark my words, I'll cover up around 90% or 80% of the topic during the module discussion in this fashion. Around 20% of the topic will be discussed through MCQs. Correct? So why this particular bifurcation? Point 1, the time is limited and the module is big enough. At the same time, there are few practical aspects. See, everything cannot be theoretically explained to you. There are few practical aspects in the IAS audit perspective. So those practical aspects will be covered up during questions. So I insist you all to make sure that during these 3 hours or whatever the timeline we have for this module discussion, please be focused, very focused on what I am telling you, how topics are being explained, and what are the keywords and terminologies that needs to be remembered while solving a question. So again, based on my past experience and all, if you are very well focused during classes and attending these sessions on a very, attentive manner, then DISA clearing will not be a challenge for you. In examination, you will feel like everything is being taught or connected to the topics we have discussed in the sessions. Okay, so technically speaking, it is a capsule course sort of thing, in which in 7 classes, in 3 hours, that is around 22 hours, we are going to talk about the entire DISA 2.0, 3.0. Don't distract yourself or don't occupy yourself. That's a request, because I know after already attending the classes during your schedule, if you are attending the revision classes, there is some sort of gap which you feel like is still there, which you want to brush up, and at the same time you want to make yourself well versed for clearing the examination. So don't want to lose even a single, you want to put up a single chance to fail. So focus. Okay. So we'll be covering, see, as the timeline is around 21 to 22 hours only, what we have. Fine. So we'll be covering around 90% of the topics. I know 100% topic clearance is practically impossible during the sessions. And so let's focus on around 90% of the topics. Although this 90% is minimum, I'll try to cover up maximum, but this is minimum. At the same time, during every session or after every session, I'll try to give you some sort of reading things. I request you to read few or the other things from modules. Okay, so whenever I ask you to read that, as we are having the session in the evening hours from 5 to 8 or 6 to 9, whatever the timeline Shiva sir is going to set. After that, I expect you in the morning hours or in the entire day, whenever you are, just go and read things. And please, I do not want you to read anything in advance. Read something which I have already taught in the class and just go and read it so that you are brushed up. And if there are any doubt left out during the next class, first, please make sure those doubts are cleared. Fine, we'll focus on examination. So no hands-on, no practical, nothing which you have done in the classes during your regular sessions by multiple faculties, because we are not having that time. So no hands-on, no case studies, nothing of that sort. If some case study or some example needs to be given, I'll give you on the real-time basis during the discussion of a topic. Correct? Our focus will be more on concepts. Make sure that maximum concepts must be grabbed by you in the easiest of the terminologies. You should identify the keywords, because these are going to play a major role during your examination part. Because while reading a question, if you are able to identify the keywords and connect the keywords with the topic, boss, solving the questions is an easy task, is a cakewalk. Correct? And we'll focus on how the solving logic is there. So if in a particular question, we are unable to find out the direct answer, we'll go for a reverse approach and try to neglect or discard those wrong options, so that you are left up with a couple of options which are most relevant. And then even a tukka or a guesswork can still have a 50% possibility rather than 25% for each question. So reverse approach, direct approach, keywords identification, logic understanding, these are going to be the key areas of our session. So make sure that you are focused during the entire session and keep on making some or the other notes of your own. Okay, so have pen and paper, have your modules open in front of you, whichever 2.0, 3.0 modules you have. Fine. If possible, I will try to tell you page number and topic number also. Fine. So having a pen, paper and module in front of you is always going to be an added advantage. Okay, because last minute preparation, those notes which you have prepared, those topics which you have written from your own hands are going to solve the best purpose. Fine. Okay, although all of you are much aware about the entire ET or AT examination format, but still let me brief you up. The examination AT, which is expected in somewhere in June end or July. Fine, we'll have around 200 odd MCQs with only single correct answer with no negative marking. So that's the best part. So one is there is single correct answer. You don't have to look forward for whether 2 answers are correct or 3 are correct. But there is no negative marking. So I expect in last 10 minutes, make sure that sabko tukka maar ke aana hai, question chhodna nahi hai. That has to be our model. But during these things, what is more, what do you say, issues for a chartered accountant is that the institute asks which is the most correct answer. That means all answers are correct. You have to choose the most correct. So this is something which is affecting you. So we will during the sessions try to make sure that some keywords and some formats you will be able to identify that out of these 4 options, which one is the most correct. Right? It's detectable or identifiable by you. Exam will be of around 4 hours for around 240 minutes. So don't panic. Don't panic. So 200 questions, 240 minutes. Somewhere around 1.25 minute per question, which is very decent timeline because there is no calculation, no mathematical operations, no formulas to be implemented. It is all theoretical questions completely based on logics. So do not rush up. For every question, try to devote maximum time, 120, that is somewhere around 80 plus or 85 seconds per question is a very decent time. Because if we'll compare this with IIT or NIIT or a NEET question paper and all, it is less than 1 minute per question and that too calculation based. So Institute has already made the entire framework slightly an easier framework for you. So devote time, understand the question, don't jump up and choosing the answers immediately. Okay. You have to score 60%. That is 120 marks. Fine, for being a certified IS auditor. Again, 60% scoring is not that rocket science. If you are able to understand the topics, attending the class on the regular basis and solving the questions. So again, going to back, as we are going to solve around 30 questions per day. So with 7 days, let me just rub it for you. Fine, for 7 days, 30 questions a day. That makes around 200 questions we are going to talk. 200 questions during the classes. Plus on the last day, I'll tell you around 50 or 100 questions we are going to discuss. So minimum 250 questions will be discussed during the sessions. So minimum. Fine. Apart from that, you are having a mock test paper, which again includes 100 plus questions, 100, 200 odd questions. So 300, 350 questions are sufficient enough to build up a kind of IQ or a mentality or a mindset to solve a question. So do not rush up in solving the questions and do not panic. Examination is easy enough. It is just you have to understand the questions. Okay. So just make sure that you are not wasting this time and do not come out of the examination hall too fast. So 85 seconds per question is a decent timeline. Only 60% needs to be scored with no negative marking. So examination is not a rocket science. Okay. Now, from an IT angle, if I'll tell you, IS audit or IS auditing options, and as a career, if you choose IS audit, first, it is one of the most lucrative profession I can visualize. Because from the development angle, I can see that almost every organization is heading towards what? Automation process. And you also believe so. You also see so. Fine, visualizing so from last around 10 years or so, and during pandemic also, even the automation has been boosted, or it has been, pandemic has played a very catalyst role in developing more and more systems. So as these are there, don't only look for bank audit as something which is kind of requirements for being an IS auditor. No. There is a broader perspective for it. Very huge. So few of you who have actually interested in choosing this as a profession needs to have much bigger focus, much longer connectivity with me. So as in the past batches also, we have taken up a couple of batches with Shiva sir. I request participants to have close contact and regular connections with me, because in the groups, I keep on posting some of the other things related to IS audits, related to technology development, related to modification in the fields. What are the new laws and regulations and authorities compliances coming up on the regular basis. So those things are helpful for you to improve your knowledge and make sure that you are not only having an interest of clearing the examination, but also to take this as a profession. 10 years down the line, IS audit is one of the most lucrative profession available for chartered accountants. I have been into seeing a lot of chartered accountants protesting about that in Institute of Accounting, which has been proposed by Government of India and whatnot. Guys, there is no comparison at all, because there are a lot of add-on certifications, there are a lot of add-on advantages which Chartered Accountant Institutes keeps on giving you on the regular basis. Fine. So do not compare yourself with those. Each and every institution, each and every profession has their own way of working. Fine. And you have your own presence in the market. Any new institute cannot supersede ICAI, and at the same time, from last around whatever the duration you have been connected with the institute, or institute is serving the nation from accounting, financial and costing perspective, compliances perspective. Fine. There is nothing which is going to unseat or supersede that. Correct? Yes, Mohanji, Shiva sir is going to create a group of all the participants, fine, which includes everybody who has been registered for this particular batch, and there will be a separate group for that. Every document which is to be shared in the group will be shared either by me or Shiva sir in the group, which includes question, which includes all these presentation which I am going to give, which includes some reading manuals, which includes some question banks, everything.
So group is also there already there, sir. So sir, I just missed to add you as a faculty, but I added you just before the start of the session. And Mohanji, why you are not added? I have to check. I will add you right now. Just give me a WhatsApp. I will
Mohan,
just
please
add you now.
put your WhatsApp number in the chat box, so Shiva sir will add you immediately.
I will add you
And
immediately.
these are minute things. You can keep on putting up reminders to because these are all manual process. We are not having robotic process automation as of now in process to all this. It is Shiva sir and team who is doing all this. So anything
it's an automation. It is an automated process, sir. Once the member who pays the amount is automatically redirected to the WhatsApp group. There is no human intervention in that particular process. So maybe sometimes whenever payment successful shows, so some members just leave the page. You know, they do not let them be redirected to that WhatsApp group. So I think Tejasji and everyone else is redirected to the group. Isn't it, Tejasji? You are added, I guess. You can unmute and speak, Tejasji. Yeah.
Yes,
so
yes.
Tejasji has said yes. So Mohanji, I will just add you manually, no issues. Yeah.
At the same time, I again request you all, see, during last 1 year or so, there is less of physical interaction which has happened between participants and faculties. So all those participants and all those aspirants for DISA who are in connection with you, all the participants and everyone, and they are interested into clearing DISA as early as possible, please inform about these batches or whatever the interaction we are having. So it should be beneficial for everyone. Fine. So that is what I have to say briefly about the entire framework of the discussion we are going to have in next around 6-7 days or so. Make sure it has to be very interactive, very informative, and doubts of yours must be in bulk. Fine, I say that 3 hours is the minimum timeline. If you have doubts, I have no problem in extending to 3.5, 4 hours, 4.5 hours, and we have done it in the past batches. Fine, we have extended the session up till 9:30 as well in the night. The purpose is only to make sure that you are getting right marks and the right knowledge, fine, for examination and for professional angle as well. So I request you also during session also keep on posting a lot of things on the chat box related to topics or doubts of yours, but make sure those are connected to the DISA curriculum. Fine, you might be having some problem in your office related to networking, attacks and all those things. So these things, personal issues can be discussed separately, sir. Fine, make sure that we are focused on DISA and your questions and your doubts must be beneficial for others also. At the same time, one thing which I have seen in the last batches, suppose Mohanji has asked a question 5 minutes after Tejasji or somebody else will ask the same question. So repetition of question is going to negatively affect the efficiency of ours as well. So make sure when somebody asks a questions, others also put a decent attention and understanding it. Your doubts and your queries may be connected to that and it can be resolved immediately rather than asking the same repetitive question. Make sure new question is going to expand up the area or broaden the horizon of knowledge. Fine. And modules must be open up. So all of you, request you all to find out the modules wherever you have kept in your almirahs and wherever you have kept it. Please make sure those are out in front of you for next 10-15 days. And marking in those modules is very important. So I'll let you mark. Open up page number so and so, mark up these lines. Fine. These are going to be the key lines for your examination angle. So please get into a kind of student-teacher ideology for next 15 days, although we all are professionals. But please make sure my instructions and my suggestions to you must be followed. It is for benefit of you only, not for me. Right? Over to you, Shiva sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your all guidance and even providing us the emerging opportunities for this as an IS auditor. We all are feeling very much insecure day by day as soon as far as these amendments are coming, this ICAI is coming, GST audit is getting removed. So we as a professionals, especially the practicing chartered accountants, are not undoubtedly facing a lot of problems. So we need even your one full session. Even I was planning that the members who have successfully cleared DISA exam in the last 2 batches should be invited once, like what are the emerging opportunities as an IS auditor after clearing this DISA exam. Even after clearing DISA exam, sir, they are not able to.
So Shiva sir, for that, I'll suggest you a few things. See, even after clearing DISA examination, what I feel the issues is that suppose Mohanji cleared the examination, the next doubt comes up, sir, audit karni kaise? See, exam clear ho gaya, we got the DISA certification, but how to conduct the audit? What are the tools which are required for conducting the audits? How to understand what is the entire IAS audit process? So that approach should be a kind of, again, some tools, some case studies, fine, and some real-time hands-on. Correct. If these exercises can be done on the regular basis, because see, technology keeps on changing, so tools keeps on enhancing. So we have to do it on the regular basis to make sure that after a couple of years, you actually become an IAS auditor. As of now, you are just a certified auditor. Fine. Practically speaking, there is a gap between your certification and the market requirements. So that gap can only be filled up because post session, you have to be well versed with the process of IAS audit. Right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So, sir, Tejasji is asking, like, what are the government opportunities? What are the opportunities the government level as an IAS auditor? Tejasji asking.
Tejasji, 99% of the government departments are automated, correct? And all of them require a lot of IAS audit. See, just to tell you, as an IAS auditor, it's not like you can audit everything. Right? Like just a chartered accountant, you cannot do every zero to infinite work for as a chartered accountant. You might be doing auditing part, somebody is taking care of compliances, somebody is taxation part. It is again very similar to lawyer. A lawyer cannot practice into criminal lawyer, revenue practices, land practices, and whatnot. So in IAS audit also, there are different types of IAS audits. Fine. So now during this curriculum, during this syllabus, and maybe after that, you have to figure it out that what particular area interests you the most. It may be, suppose you are well versed with the hardware part of it. You are well connected, you are well inclined towards hardware part. So you can enter into hardware audits. Fine. Hardware audit means, just an example for you, suppose government is planning to have a new PSU bank or maybe a new government department. So obviously they will have hundreds of computers, printers, servers, networking equipments and all. Fine. After installation, they just need to make sure from an independent auditor perspective whether the entire purchase, entire quotation, entire connection between the devices is being as intended or not. So again, that needs an IAS auditor angle. Similarly, you can talk about network. So when it comes to network becomes intranet and extranet both. Network connections are there. It can be wired and wireless. There are a lot of protocols in the network. Fine. There are a lot of tools and vulnerabilities in the network. So as an IAS auditor, you can be a network expert IAS auditor who can analyze the entire network, talks about the flow of data, talks about the vulnerabilities in the network, talks about the controls like how to configure a firewall. Now, just configuring a firewall is a hell lot of technicalities and knowledge about that particular domain required for configuring a right firewall. Correct. So configuration and then auditing the configuration and then upgrading it on the regular basis. It's an ongoing process. It's not like one-time task. Fine. Similarly, if you talk about system development, now you know most of the organizations. Let's talk about IRCTC. You can talk about any bank. They develop their own information system. Majorly, most of these entities do not purchase a ready-made package from the outside. They develop their own, ERP packages or automation packages. So during the development phase entirely, an IAS auditor is required. So that becomes during the development audit. Post-development implementation, training of employees. This is again a part which needs to be audited. Right? So if you ask me what are the different areas of auditing, boss, I'll say infinite because I cannot count them all. And gradually government is also moving ahead, as RBI has already told that they are about to implement the blockchain technology. Fine. And fintech, which is financial tech department, is again blockchain, IoT. These are the key areas of it. And at the same time, apart from financial part, almost every industry is now tech oriented. Now you have automobiles, auto tech, education industry has become ed tech, finance, fintech, medical industry become med tech. So when technology is not separated or it becomes an integral part for almost all industry, auditing from the technical angle is also going to be an integral part. Yeah, I am just waiting for government to come up with the compliances. As government has made it mandatory that every private limited company has to go with an audit, has to submit an audit report. Similarly, the day is not too far away when every company has to submit a tech audit report as well. That is IAS audit report also to authorities. MCA may be asking for IAS audit report as a mandatory report. that time you won't feel what is the level of scope of IAS auditing is. Fine, because as of now also, just for your information, today the market need is of around 40,000 plus IAS auditors, fine, who are actually capable of doing IAS audit. But today the conditions are what? We are having around 20K only who are actually doing IAS audit. Although engineers like me are doing audit, but we are not authorized to certify it. We are not authorized to submit it. Correct? So there is a huge gap. And this gap can only be fulfilled when people are not looking DISA as a certification. They are taking DISA as a professional certification to enter into this particular field. So scope is infinite. That is the word, single word I have put on it is scope of analysis is infinite. Government, private bodies and everybody. So again, just to add on, in last around 3 years, Indian government is being continuously keeping a keen eye on data protection because data has become a key part for it. In 2019, there was Data Protection Act which was released. And you won't believe that it has never happened in the IT industry. In 2021, that is last year only, on 12th of November, the Data Protection Act was again modified. Considering the market scenarios. Because in 2019, the government was not thinking that IT revolution is going to get a new catalyst because of this corona. So during this corona, all of us who are resisting in meeting virtually have now shifted most of our work on the virtual platform, and we are liking it because our travel part has reduced and we are more efficient enough. Now earlier you might not be capable enough to have that what IAS audit for a foreign country, but today just because of this Zoom interaction all you can take that. Fine. So these platforms have broadened the horizon. So government in 2019 was not considering this, and suddenly in 2021 technology become a main driving force, actually you can say, in the entire industry. So considering the size of data which is flowing over the network today, government has to come up with a new Data Protection Act in 2021. Correct. So these things are actually igniting that how the authorities, government and bodies are serious enough with respect to technology. And if this seriousness continues for next 5 years, IAS audit is one of the most lucrative and financially viable profession in the next decade. Okay.
Very true, sir. Very true. And members will be getting an insights in this scenario and very nicely explained, Tejas is saying. So, Saurabh sir, I just have to explain this as we can have a separate session for emerging opportunities for chartered accountant as an IAS auditor for even the successful ones or the members who are not enrolled for the DISA course yet. So we'll plan the session that way. So it will be a full-fledged session. But as of now, because we are very much exam oriented, so yeah. So the session will be starting officially. The sessions will be starting from the coming Saturday, and this particular orientation session can be viewed again on the YouTube channel. It will be uploaded tomorrow, and I have to say this, like there will be one mock test session in which there would be like 100 or 200 questions in the same format. Like service telling day 1, 21st May se start again, then we will go to the 12th June. So 11 June ko we'll have mock test, or us mock test mein if any member has any questions, any doubts, so members can ask on the 12th June, and results will be declared immediately after the mock test. So you can see after going through the 6th module, you can test yourself through this mock test, like what is your level, how much you are ready for the exam. And I must say in the last batch, there were a lot of members who got benefited from this mock test, who even was at 112 or 113, got 122 or 140 marks in the last DISA AT exam. So
Tejas ji, you have put up that there are module 8. 8th module is related to opportunities for a chartered accountant as an IAS auditor. Fine. So that particular module is not exam oriented, nothing from that. It is just a kind of, motivation for you that these are different scopes available. Okay.
And the members who have not got themselves registered in the course, I again request everyone to please, I've just put the link in the chat box. So members are requested to please go to this payment link, and the members who have already registered need not to register again. The members who joined for this webinar and have not registered by paying this amount, it's a very nominal amount. Only the costing is being recovered from this amount. You will get the 7 classes, 1 mock test, 1 question answer session, along with all the modules, all the PDFs, materials, all the assistants, and even the sir stays in the WhatsApp group till last, even after the declaration of the result, to provide any insights on or the solving any query any member may have in the future also. Yeah. So Sumanji was also there in the last batch also. And may I please request any participant who were from the last batch and who just cleared the DISA exam, may I request you to please unmute and speak and share your testimonial right away. Vipinji, are you there? Vipin sir, are you there, or any member who have successfully cleared the DISA exam in the last batch? Is any member present here? I think Vipinji is just joining, so he had a word with me that he will join the session. Even I can say this in the chat box, Mohan Babuji was saying like, sir, I got 112 and I got the confidence and last time, and your voice and explanation is actually great. So even Mohanji, if you are getting like 112 marks in the last batch, then I really think that in this particular session you will cross 120 for sure. Even I myself I am the testimonial. Sir, I got 140 marks. Even I was busy in the organizing the sessions. I did not have a time to review at this modules and anything else. I just listened to your lectures, all the 6 or 7 lectures. I listened to you, not recording, but in the live sessions. Even I was moderating the chat box also. And when I saw the result, I got 140 marks. And that was like, oh my God, I got 140. So that was like a wow moment for me. And that was like I simply listened to a lecture and I was able to recall during while attempting the exam. Even Saurabh sir, I must tell all the participants, I was having COVID at that time. Some symptoms were there. I was having like some fever at the time of exam, but I was very clear, like I will give the exam come what may. And I just went to the examination center. Even I was shivering, but I really took up the exam. So when I was answering the question, so I just recalled what you were saying in the lectures. I was just able to recall all those concepts. And
that's great.
When I saw the results, so I was amazed and surprised. So I am the biggest testimonial, and rest all the members are there. Maybe they have not joined, some technical problem was there. So we will be calling them in the next of the lectures. They would be giving you insights like how they were benefited. Even the members, sir, who registered even 1 week back and who did not have any preparation, they got like 135, 132 marks. And
there was one gentleman from I think Mumbai. He has asked me for the lectures. I said that connect to Shiva sir, and he was a senior chartered accountant. He has retired from some or the other bodies, and then he started practicing. So he has just referred to these modules and couple of test papers I have shared with him. And surprisingly, he said that, sir, I got passed. And again, he has sent a chocolate box at my place. I won't believe that.
Oh my God! So that's a love and affection that all the past or all the members have with you. Even some members are with us who could not clear due to certain reasons and even joined here. Even Sumanji is also here. Even Mohan Babuji, and I can say Venkata Rao. Some of the members are here even from the last batch who missed this exam by inches, but we pray for the success this time, and you will surely get success this time. Sure. So the members who have not paid the amount and I must say them. I put the link in the chat box, and members are requested to please pay the amount. And okay, Mohan Babuji is saying like he's from Kanikada CA, now chairman. Great, sir, great.
No, last time you are referring, one senior chartered accountant.
Okay.
Sir is referring, he is from Kakinada only, Gangaram.
Oh, yes.
Because how I connected with you, I have searching in YouTube for who is any coach for this. Then there's a question and answer session. He is keep on asking so many questions, but he only cleared.
Okay, great.
He is not from Mumbai. He is Kakinada branch.
Okay.
Now I introduced 3 people from Kakinada today. I think we will join. All Kakinada people will join because we got the confidence.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And Subhaji, it's just a 1 mark gap for you. So we'll try to cover this very decently this time.
119 marks are like, sir, you will like your concepts are very much clear. 119 marks is an evidence in itself, but still we need a degree and we have those rules and regulations to get 120. So we have a lot of members in our course from South India, Chennai, and Tamil Nadu state. We have a lot of candidates from Maharashtra and even from Punjab, Delhi, Haryana, from the northern states, eastern state. So we do have the members from pan India, and they share word of mouth with each and everyone. Like we got past, so they really feel from inside like, sir teaches the best, so you need to just get through this. So I got a lot of queries. I could not connect with in last week. I could not connect. I was occupied. But in this week, I'm going to share this detail in the masses, and the things are going to be streamlined. Yes, Tejasji, I decided on Tejasji would like to speak something. Tejasji is saying, yes.
Tejasji. How are you, everybody? How are you?
Yes, Tejasji, all fine.
Yeah. So last time what happened on 29, suddenly a thought came to my mind that let me appear for exam. And I know I messaged Siva sir right in the morning around 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I don't know. It was very early. Still, he was kind enough to reply back. And I asked him, because I just watched YouTube and came to know that all sessions are over. Everything is done. Then I got the recordings. The time was very less. At that time, I was very busy in some very urgent audit assignment also. So still could make up 3 days only. I just watched 3 lectures of sir. So it was 107 which I scored, and I was left by 13 marks. But what I feel is that the lecture gives a lot of clarity. If you have, as sir rightly mentioned, I was not having any understanding. I have not seen a module before that also, just by listening to lectures, because conceptual clarity was there on certain aspects, which was helpful. But yeah, now I think we will try to fill up the gap with the help of sir. And let's see.
Sure. We'll try to work best for Tejasji this time.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot, sir, again. Thank you.
And Mohanji, yes, it is the last attempt, so no options left out. So I'll try to scrutinize much for DISA 2.0, and I force you to read modules. See, I can only force because you are virtually away from me. I can only force you to read certain pages and something. So it is now your role also to be actively involved. So next around 15-20 days, leave everything apart. The target is only that certificate.
Yes. One more thing. Yeah. Sometimes we feel that if we get more time to study, then it may be easy. It may be easy to understand like vis-a-vis with your lecture. Whatever you are explaining in the classes, that can be merged with reading. But what is happening? We have to attend office. At the same time, if something urgent comes up, then again we miss to read that. What I request or what I feel that if you share not only pages but some PPT or something, that okay, you apart from your thing, see while I am it's like a Monday or Tuesday or weekdays, and if you got time, we read in between something. So that will be really helpful, sir. Apart from what, see, Saturday, Sunday, okay, we will all see, but during the weekdays, we can give some homework, like say something homework or something like that, sir.
That's sure. So what I'll do is that before this particular session, which is scheduled on 14th, I will share something that is a pre-read for the module, right?
Yes, sir. I think that, see, sometimes what happens, we have time, we can go through. So it will be easy when we are in class.
Sure. I'll this time, Shiva sir, please remind me. I'll have some pre-reads for the modules.
For sure, sir, for sure. And sir, Vipinji has also joined. So I was waiting for him. So I invite Vipinji to please share your feedback and testimonial. Vipinji is from the last batch and a successful DISA qualified member now. So
Okay.
I request
Vipinji, welcome.
Well, thank you, sir. Your great session last time you are completing, and your notes are very useful for the examination point of view.
Thank you. Thank you.
And they clear first time we sit and clear the exam also.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So good to see that people who have been struggling to clear DISA have been cleared. So it's a privilege that whatever learnings and whatever sharing we have, Vipinji, it is beneficial for you. And I hope you have continued your journey in the IT field. You are not stopped there.
Yes, we are continuing for DISA also.
Amazing. Great.
So
This is also motivating for me, Shiva sir, that senior person like Vipinji is appreciating and he is being a part. He has just come to give his feedback for that.
Yeah, Vipinji and many members even give their consent to share the feedback. But I'm saying again that I was occupied, so I just put the message in the last minute. So I think session ka link will be same, Rajesh ji. I will just share the link of the session in the email also. There will be a different link, not this link, but the different link for the classes, and it will be a same link for all the 7 days. So Vipinji got 122 marks. Vipinji, you
Yes,
got one,
sir.
yeah, and you were able to clear a DISA exam. Most likely, institute has given the diploma certificate also to all the candidates by registered post. Yeah.
Yeah, we received the certificate also.
So you got bank audit or something, Vipinji, after
No,
clearing.
and now we are applying for that.
Okay, you are applying for that. Okay, so you may have filled up the MEA form, and most likely you would be getting the bank audit.
Yes.
And Saurabh sir will be having one session. We are planning what are the opportunities for the successful CAs who have cleared the DISA. So we'll have a separate session for them. And I think I can expect like 200 of the members to join in that webinar, Saurabh sir. If we will keep that will be
Sure.
Thank
Keep
you.
updating for that.
Yeah, we will
Sure, Vipin, sir.
we'll keep you
We'll
posted.
schedule it very soon.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you
Thank
so much, Vipinji, for joining and sparing your precious time, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, sir. Bye.
Thank you. So now it's time to say bye to everyone, and I request everyone to please take few notes, like the class which will start on the next coming Saturday. The session will be recorded, and that will be uploaded in next 24 hours. You will get the recording in the next 24 hours on auto basis. No one has to rush up like, sir, मेरे को अब तक video नहीं मिला. Try to join live sessions. I recommend that, but due to some assignments or something, or maybe due to office, if any member is not able to join, then you have full week to replay that. Like if any member due to any reason is not able to join the session on coming Saturday or Sunday, then he or she can watch the recording from Monday to Friday, so that he can reconnect the class from the next Saturday. So we have kept weekend batch for this purpose only. The members even who have missed 4 classes, 5 classes, 6 classes can watch the recording. We provide the recorded sessions also, live recently recorded session, same to same. The members jinko timing ki problem, even those members also can join, can watch the recording, and recording will be available to you on the Google Drive. Okay, so we will keep you posted on that. We will share the mail, we will share the recordings on the email, and please share this word of mouth with everyone. Inform everyone about this crash course. Sir is explaining very, very professionally, and very exam oriented sessions are there. If I am able to clear, I can say with so much trust and taking having so much confidence that if I can clear by listening to the lectures, everyone can clear. Everyone can clear. So Tejas ji, Suman ji, you will also clear that. Yeah. So thank you so much everyone. And जो YouTube पे देख रहे हैं, आपको पेमेंट का लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में मिलेगा. So please link on the, आप लिंक पे क्लिक कीजिए डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में, and you can be successful registered in the course. Or whenever you are successfully registered for the course, you will be automatically redirected to the WhatsApp group. जो WhatsApp group dedicatedly और specially DISA batch number 14th के लिए है. Okay, so this is something like the informational part or the administration part. Besides that, I'm already available on the WhatsApp. You can always connect with me, have any query. I may take 24 hours to reply to the query, but trust me, I will reply for sure. So Saurabh sir, thank you again. Thank you all the participants who have joined the session, and thank you all who are viewing on the YouTube channel. So thank you so much. Thank you, Sumanji, and thank you everyone for connecting with the SG Academy. And we are going to start the session in the coming Saturday. I wish all of you very best for the session, and date of first class will be 21st of May. So it's time to say goodbye to everyone. Saurabh sir, your last minute word or something like that.
Try to attend live classes rather than recording. That is my suggestion, because queries can be discussed live, and there is a different impact or different knowledge of learning in the live sessions. So that is the only thing. And just make sure that this is to be your last trial attempt, and you should get that certification. So keep that interest and make sure that your next 20-30 days should be dedicated for DISA.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Saurabh sir. We are signing off. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.